What's up, everyone? Today I'm doing Forwardslash from HackTheBox. This was a 40-point hard Linux box created by InfoSec Jack and Chivato. We start this box off with our Nmap scan and we only see SSH and HTTP running. We look at the web server and see that it has been defaced by the / gang. We do virtual host discovery and find a backup host. We create an account and get logged in. We fuzz for PHP files and find an API that leads us to look at the profile picture page. We're able to exploit LFI to gain access to some development files on the server, which get us logged in as chiv. We exploit a backup script to pivot to pane, and we escalate from pane to root by mounting a Lux partition and grabbing root's SSH key. It has been a while since I've done this box, so I might run into some hangups, but we'll get through it. Okay, let's get started. Okay, we start this box off with Nmap, sv, sc, oa, put it in the Nmap directory, and we will call it /, and the IP address is 10.10.10.183. I've already run this, so let's take a look at the output. Okay, and we only see 22 and 80 open. So let's get started on our notes. We have / the IP, and we're going to start our enumeration. So we'll say ports 80, 22, and let's go take a look at the web server. Okay, the IP address is 10.10.10.183. And we have a problem loading the site. We can see that it's directing us to /, so adding this to Etsy hosts may help. Okay, let's see if that made a difference. And it does. So we see what looks to be like a hacker's webpage. They defaced the website. They are the / gang. Looks like their way in was automatic FTP logins and XML. So let's get started trying to get some more information out of this. We can start with gobuster. And we'll do directory, the URL, which is http /.htb, and the word list, user share word list, gobuster directory list 2.3 media. There we go. Okay, so while that's running, I'm going to run virtual host discovery, which we can do. I think you can do it with gobuster, but I like to use ffuf. It seems to be faster. gobuster might be able to be just as fast. I'm just not as sure how to use it. So if you just run ffuf -h, you'll see some example usage down at the bottom of the help text. And pretty much what we're after is this with a pretty simple modification. So I'm just going to copy that. We don't really care about MC being 200 because we might hit a redirect or a 403 or something. This just means, like, give me that response code. And we want all of them except for maybe 404. So we'll do http /.htb, and the host, we're going to change this to fuzz./.htb. And the word list we want to use, we can use the same one we used for gobuster, which is user share word list, gobuster directory list 2.3 medium. Okay, and -C for color. Okay, so that should work. I think. Okay, let's let that run. Oh, okay. So all of these, we can see we have 302s, but they're size 0. We can filter size with -fs for filter size, and then put in 0. And that'll filter out all of the 0 length responses. Okay, and we almost immediately see backup and backup again. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this and put this in our notes. Oh, I'm going to let that run actually, just in case there's anything else. I'm actually going to put this in little code blocks, and eventually I'll put the syntax in there. I guess I could do it now. Perfect. Okay. So let's go check out backup. Oh, we need to add it to Etsy host first. Save that. Okay, and we see some stuff here too. So what I'm going to do, and we can immediately see it's PHP, is I'm going to run gobuster on this. Where is it? There it is. Okay, so I'm going to cancel this. And we can run this, that. And we're just going to add backup. And we'll change this because, or we'll just add extensions PHP. And it looks like it's already grabbing a bunch of stuff, so we'll let that run while we look at this. And it says login, so we can just try the usual admin. No account found with that username, so username enumeration is probably possible if you wanted to brute force that. But it looks like we might be able to just sign up. So I'm going to use username Keegan and password same as the username, why not? Okay, and we'll submit that. Password must have at least 6 characters. Keegan123. Keegan123. Submit. And it looks like that might have worked. So let's test it out. All right, so now we have a dashboard. Let's take a breather. Look at this. We have a lot of stuff. I'll let that keep running for a moment while we add to our notes. I'll I don't know the best way to do this. Here, we'll just make another title, but we'll make it like header 4 or whatever. Okay, so created account, username Keegan, password. I don't remember if I put the exclamation point or not. Okay, anyway. Okay. So let's go take a look at the dashboard. Looks like we have a few functionality here. We have a Hall of Fame, some lead hackers, knob sled, snow scan, mprox, xct, jkr, ipsex on here. Oh, this is the team. See if there's anything really interesting on here. Looks to be not anything interesting. So let's go back. Okay, we see quick message. Look at all that contamination. Around the world, 6 billion cigarettes are consumed daily. 64 end up in the ocean. Join the movement. We have saved 37365 cat girls. Thanks, Chiv. Anything here? No, just a comment saying that all facts are completely true, except the random number at the end. Please take care of our planet. We only have one. How true? Okay, what else do we have? Okay, looks like we have a change your username. Where you can change your username. Just for fun. I don't know if that actually did anything. Okay. We have a change your profile picture. It's disabled. Reset your password. Okay. That's pretty much it for the site. What did gobuster pick up? Did it pick up anything we do not have? Yeah, it looks like we have a couple things. So gobuster picked up some directories. And some PHP files. Whoa. Aw, man. Okay, there we go. Register, I think we hit index, login, welcome. We did not see dev or API.php, so let's check those out. Or environment, oh, is that the cat girls one? Yes, okay, so let's check out dev. We get an access denied from our IP address. Interesting. Okay, so we get a 403 from dev. We have API.php. Let's check that out. Actually, can we hit anything within dev? We might want to run gobuster on this directory as well. That just gives us another 403. Okay. So one more, just to test, make sure. Okay, so if it's there, we get a 403. If it's not there, we get a not found. So it's probably worth it to run gobuster on this to see what we get. Because we know there's an index.php. Maybe there's something else. Okay, so we'll let that run. It already found index. I'll put that in my notes that we have 403 and API. Looks like nothing. Looking at the source, we see a comment. It says, removed all the code to actually change the picture after \gang attacked us. Simply echoes as debug now. So if something's echoing and it's using PHP, that could be interesting. I'll put this in like this, that way it's in a code block. Okay, so I'm gonna go back and we're gonna look at backup.forwardslash.htb slash whatever the thing was to change our profile picture, because that was what was disabled. This one, profilepicture.php. Okay, so in here, it looks like this has been disabled. Let's take a look at the form. Looks like it's just a post to a forum, or to a form. Okay, so let's bring up burp. My screen is gonna go crazy because the way it loads burp. Okay, giving this a second to load. Okay, so we have intercept is turned on. We can just well, pretty much what we can do is we can go here, intercept, forward, send this to repeater with Control R, change this to a post request. And it's a form, so content type. I think this is how you write this. Well, you know. Turn this off for a second. Let's make sure I've got form content types correct. Application form URL encoded. Okay. So we're here at repeater. Content type is the form, and we are going to specify the URL. And see if we can do remote file inclusion. So let's just I don't need to vim that. I can just echo evil into evil.text, and then we can throw up a Python server on port 80. We'll specify the URL. My IP address is 10.10.14.16. And see if it calls it. Looks like it does, but it's adding underscores. So would a null byte work here? No. So if I just change that and moved evil to evil.txt underscore underscore, does that call it? It does. And it shows it in the page. So does it work if it's PHP? I wonder. Did I do that right? Yes. Okay, so I need to move this. To that. Run this. Resend our request. Just says evil. Oh, I need to change this to .php. Send this. And it just loads it. It looks like it doesn't execute the code. So what if we did a null byte at the end of this? Yeah, it doesn't get anything. Okay, so we can try loading local files, such as Etsy hosts. With, with file, maybe. I'm going to move this to a new window so we can actually see what's happening. Okay. So it looks like file might not be working here. Interesting. So it can call a file remotely, but we can't seem to get anything locally. Is it just 2 slashes? index.php. Is this request any different than what it would be if we came here got rid of these disableds, submit that, but I want to intercept the request. Why didn't it grab it? Oh, I don't have my proxy turned on. Oh crap. Okay. Turn the proxy back on, do that again. Send this over to repeater. Looks like I'm missing the refer string in my request. So if we add this, refer, does this change anything? No. Did I spell refer correctly? No, I did not. Try this. Nothing. What else is different? Content hyphen type. I've got to be missing something. Because I believe this was LFI. Let's get rid of content length. I mean, just gonna add it back anyway. So if we came over here and tried this again with file /cpa /sswd, does it do anything? It does. So that's LFI. Okay, so why is this not working on my request? Was it it's the extra line at the end that breaks it? Okay, so no extra line at the end. And we're able to get file /cpa /sswd with this request. Okay, so let's copy this. Okay, so from here, we want to look at what was in that dev folder. which all we found so far is index.php, so let's try to grab it. Which I think was just back 2. No, back 1, dev index.php. Send. Was it back 2? Ah. So we get a permission denied, not that way. Whenever we try to read that file. It's probably a hint that we're on the right track, but we can't read the file. Okay, so we can probably use, or we can try using PHP filter. Dang. Let's get rid of this. Perfect. Using PHP filter for local file inclusion, which is exactly what we're after. So it looks like we just specified PHP filter, it converts it to base64, and we specified the resource. So we'll come back over to burp, we'll put in the URL here, which is PHP filter, convert base64 encode, resource is dev index.php. Send that, and it looks like we got something. So I'm going to copy this request. We'll add another header here, and this is the request. And the response. Copy all this. Just a giant base64. Okay, I'm gonna get out of the notes for a minute, and we can take a look at this. So I'll just echo decode it with base64 minus d, and put this in index.php, and we can take a look at index.php. It looks like it includes session, and looking through the file, it looks like we see some credentials, and we know from earlier that SSH is open on the box. So let's see if these will work for SSH. So we can SSH as chiv at 10.10.10.183. Oh, we need the password, which is nobody likes back. Put that on the clipboard. Oh, nobody likes backslash. That's the password. I get it. Okay, and we're logged in as chiv. So that's it for chiv. What does he have in his home directory? Nothing. Okay. We have some other users on the box. We have Payne. Let's see what's in his directory. So he's got user.txt. We can't read it, so we're gonna have to become Payne. And we see a note that we can read. So let's go ahead, go back to gobuster. I think we're done with this. We're on the box now, so we can see everything in that directory. We'll get out of this. We'll go back to our notes. And we'll put pivot from chiv. Was able to log in to SSH as chiv with this password. We have a note that we're about to read, so I'll save this. Oh, there we go. Even though they got into our server, I made sure to encrypt any important files, and then did some crypto magic on the key. I gave you the key in person the other day, so unless these hackers are some crypto experts, we should be good to go. Chip. Interesting that was still on my clipboard somehow. I'm done with this pane for now. Let's go back here. I'm just trying to stay organized. Okay, so we have encrypter, so let's check that out. We have ciphertext and encrypter.py. Okay, so we have some ciphertext. And some Python. So I'm going to copy this back to my box so we can take a look at it. Wow, that did not work like I thought it was gonna. Okay, so we need to set paste. There we go. Get rid of that line. Maybe put the shebang at the top. Okay, over on SSH, let's cat ciphertext. Pipe through to base 64. That way, we know it's the same whenever we have it on our box. Is it split into 3 lines like that? Yes, it is. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at encrypter. Looks like we have an encrypt and a decrypt function. I'm going to do 2 things here. I'm going to split the pane. I'm going to run Python, and I'm going to run -i for interactive and the script. So It runs a script, but now we have easy access to the encrypt function. So I can encrypt with a key and say hello, or let's do a small key, and the message will be hello. Okay, and then I can decrypt. This ciphertext. With the key A. Like this, I think. Yes, and it turns it back into hello. So it looks like it's doing, you know, some kind of encryption, decryption, obviously. And the first go around, I did this box. I wrote a brute forcer that pretty much, well, here I can kind of show you how I did it. Well, maybe we're not going to do it this way, but the logic was to decrypt the message, which was the ciphertext, for each line in RockU, and I just let it run all night. And it eventually found a key that worked, but that's going to take forever. So looking at this, we can walk through the functions. So what is encrypt doing? It makes a list of the key, and it makes a list of the message. And for each character in the key, and for each character in the message, the first time, on the first character of the message, the first time it runs through this, it's going to set temp to ord of the first letter of the message, plus ord of the char key, plus ord of the, is that the last character of the message? Okay, so if we had, let's go ahead and walk through this real quick. So let's set our key to list. Okay, so we're going to do, here. I'm going to flip the pane here, and I'm going to say our key is test, and our message is hello world. This is a message. Okay, so we're gonna do key is list of the key. So key is test, and message is this. And then, so for character and key, for I and range length of message, so for char key in key, what if we just printed the key, or print char key, so we know kind of what's happening. So each time it grabs a character, and then for I in range length of message, so for I in range length of message, print I. Okay, so this is the length of the message. And if we go back up, we can see the first time it hits this 0, it's going to go and it's going to set temp to be this. So what is this? So when I is 0, let's set I back to 0. ORD of MS message of I is 104. So this is 104, which we could just also see by doing or of H. And then it's going to add the ordinal of the key, which is going to be T. So then it's going to add of T plus this, which is E, the last character. Which is 101. So it's going to add 104, 116, and 101. And that's what temp is going to be. So our temp would be 104 plus 116 plus 101. And we can see, we can see that it's 321. So while it's greater than 255, temp minus equals 256. So temp minus equals 256. TMP is now 65. So then CHR of 65 is A. And then it sets the message, the first character, to be A. So if we ran this with test and hello world, the first letter I think we should see is A, if we encrypted it. So encrypt is not found. Oh, right. Okay, let's hop into interactive, copy this, paste it in here, and it's definitely not A. Interesting. Let's run some print statements in here. that. Okay, and okay, and so maybe that'll kind of help. So we can see what the encrypt function is doing. So if we ran python -i encrypter, oh. Oh, I see. This should be char key. Oh, we have another one. It cannot, okay. So I need to make that a string. Again, it's in line 10 too. Whoops. Okay. TMP is also right. Okay. Perfect. Now let's go in and modify what it's actually doing. Let's encrypt. Hello. Encrypt takes in the key first, right? Yeah, okay. Test. Hello world. This is a message. And we'll just get rid of this. And maybe we want to get rid of the punctuation just to make things easy. Okay. We need some spaces in there. Man, okay. Okay, so now I can look through kind of what happened. If you don't see anything here, it's an unprintable character out of range. And that's what it is. So where it's 203, I think we would actually be looking at CHR of 203, which is this byte code. Okay, going back all the way to the top. Message I is now A, so it was A. Oh, but then combined with this. Interesting. Okay, so that didn't really help us too much understand exactly what it's doing, did it? So Instead of brute forcing this, what I'm going to do is look at seeing if I can run the decrypt function and see if I can get it to do anything cool. So let's run this. And we'll say decrypt. I need to get rid of all those print statements so I can get an encrypted string. Oh, I guess I didn't need to get rid of them. It's just going to clean it up some. Okay. So we'll encrypt what we've been encrypting, which is hello world, this is a message. To get our ciphertext. So I'm going to take this and we're going to decrypt it and we're going to play with the key and see if we can get it to do anything cool. Because it does look like it's looping through the key length several times through the message. So that might be something interesting that we can play with. So we'll put in the ciphertext. Oh. What have I done? I did it at the beginning too. Okay. So we see, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of these. We see, hello, this is a message. I'll kind of bring it up on the screen a little bit. And it decrypted fine. So what if we did a different key and we said test 5? It completely destroys the message. What if we made TES? It completely destroys the message. What if we made TES TU? We get Hinko world, this is a message. So we can see it's still there, and this character wasn't too far off. So if we keep the message length the same, can we change different characters? And as you can see, it's only modifying this part of the message. And I modified 2 characters of the key. So if we did this again and change this one to like Z or something, still I guess it's 3 letters, but it's only modifying the very beginning of the message. Now what if we change the first character to say U? It completely messes it up. What if we change it but keep everything else the same, UEST? It still messes it up. So I think the key here is going to be to keep we need to find the first letter of the key and the length of the key. And we'll get some words out. And we know that the, a, to, so are all very common words in English. So we really, like I said, all we're looking for is going to be the length and the first letter. So let's get rid of this, and we can write a script that does this. So we want to read in ciphertext. Well, yeah. I think it's with open file, which is ciphertext. As read, or as f. No, I think we can just F for file. Maybe we could just open it like that. Print f.close. I just want to see if this works. My Python's pretty bad. Cool. So I think we can do like f equals f dot read maybe. I don't know if that's true. We'll say contents equals f dot read, and then I think we need to strip new line characters. And then we can f.close, and then we can print contents. Okay, so I think that works. Okay, so then we've got our file. And so we want to, for I in range, we'll say the key length cannot probably be greater than 20 letters. So in Bash you can just do echo A to Z, and it'll do the entire alphabet. I have no idea how to do that in Python, so we're gonna Google it. Print alphabet in Python. Oh yeah, I guess using CHR is not a bad idea for range A to Z. Okay, Bash's sequence, or Bash's brace expansion is just so much cleaner, or easier. I don't know if it's cleaner, simpler. So we'll say alphabet equals that. And then for I in range 020, for A in alphabet, or we'll do for char in alphabet. For I in range 020, so this is gonna go A, and then it's gonna do AA, and then AAA, BBB, all the way to 20. And then it's gonna do it for B, then C, then D, then E, all the way down. So it'll try to guess first letter, and also length from 0 to 20. And we'll say string equals decrypt. Can we just import encryptor? And then say encrypter.decrypt, like that. I don't know. I want to test it. encrypter.decrypt test. And it's going to return garbage, but at least if it works, it works. Which means we can call it in our function. Yeah, it works. Okay, cool. So that's how you can call that. So we can just call encrypter.decrypt, and we're going to use the key, which is going to be char times A and I think that'll make that work. Okay, and then yeah, let's test that just to make sure. For I in range 0, 10, print A times I. Yeah, that works. Okay, cool. So we can encrypt K, or decrypt K, and then our ciphertext, which is contents, which I might as well rename this to cipher. That way it makes more sense. And then we'll say if the in string print key is plus key print message is string. And I think that'll work if the and string should work. Let's test it. Python string equals to the or not to the. If the in string print awesome. Yes, that works, because it printed awesome, because the is in string. Alright, so we're good there. So let's test this out. I knew it. I knew I missed something. Oh, alphabet. Not alphabet. Alphabet. There we go. A is not defined. Char times A. Oh, char times I. Because we want to multiply by the number we're on. Okay. Key is not defined. Key is plus K. Not key. Key is K. And it looks like we found the length. And the key. And here's the message. So, just as a quick side note, I don't really remember. Let's see. How do you grep for length? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 17 character word starting with T and rock you. Grep for 17 character word. I just want to show you the key that I found with the brute force. It was like Taka Somi something or something. Perfect. So we're just going to do 17. Which there's probably a lot of them, so we're gonna add that through to grep. Starts with T. I'm really bad with grep. I write grep aliases. That way I don't have to continually write grep over and over again. Yeah, so I know that that's beginning and the dollar is end. Like, I don't know how to use it. Is it just caret T? Like that? Yeah, it is. Oh, and that kind of worked. How many are there? There's 1,700. Okay. Well, it must have hit the first one and then stopped when I brute force, but it still took forever. Let's do this, pipe through the head. Interesting. I don't remember which one of these it was. But yeah, anyway, so Rocky would have worked. It would have just taken a year to go through to find a key that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 characters long that started with a T. But okay, so back to where we were. So it says, which I'm assuming that is hope. Because remember, whenever we change the key length, it does not like the beginning, right? But yeah, anyway, so I think that says hope. You liked my new encryption tool, pretty secure, huh? Anyway, here's the key to the encrypted image from var backups recovery. So what is var backups recovery? I don't know, but we have a key. Okay, back to our SSH session. Var backups recovery. And we can't even get in recovery. So what do we do now? What else is in panes directory? What did his note say again? Okay, so we have the key. So we can look for files owned by pane. Maybe. If you find, bring at the root, user, pane, type file, think like that. I type F minus type F. Ah, we found one. So here's how I'm gonna fix this. Okay, we're gonna do this. 2 to dev null, pipe through to ls minus ALH. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna show us exactly the files piped through to ls ALH. I think there's a way you can do this with a find that does not involve a pipe, because imagine that we were doing this through a lot of files. You would want to not do this through a pipe because you have to wait for this. But I think you can run exec, and it might just be like this. Exec ls or something. I don't exactly remember, but for our purposes, there aren't that many files. We can just pipe through to ls minus LH. Why does that not work? Need to pipe through to xargs. Okay, so there we go. So now we have all of these, and these are owned by pane. And we can see some files. I'm gonna put these in our notes. Okay, this just needs to be like this because of the star. Okay, and we see we have user bin backup that runs as pane, and it's a set UID bit, so it's going to run as pane. So let's try to run the backup and kind of see what's happening with it. User bin backup. So we see pane's next gen time-based backup viewer. So it has something to do with time. It's not reading the right file yet. Only works if backup is taken in the same second. So we might be able to get, what other files were owned by pane? Bar backups. config.php.back might be interesting to grab. So we'll keep that in mind. So let's go back. Let's get out of this because I am done with it for now. And I keep changing to windows I'm not using and it gets confusing. So I apologize. I'm gonna get rid of this because we're done with it for now. And we're done with Bert for now. So now I'll just stay on this pane because it's the only one open. I can see down here in the corner. Okay, so we need to try and maybe replicate this. So maybe it's like an MD5 hash of that. This is, I believe, an MD5, which you can check with hash ID. It'll tell you all the stuff it could be. And up at the top of the list, we see MD2 and MD5. So I think it's safe to assume it's probably an MD5. So we could take this and see if that's what it is by just echo no new line character this and pipe it through to MD5 sum. And we see that's what that is. And so this does not exist or is not accessible by me exiting. So if this existed, it would do something to the file maybe. Why is this broken? What have I done? Ah, the box seems to be down. Possibly someone reset it. Give me just a sec, we'll wait for the box to come back up. Okay, looks like the box is back up. Let's see if we can run that back up. And we see this has changed. So let's make sure everything's the same. And it is. So do we have MD5 sum on here? Okay, we do. That wasn't the right usage. You would just do this. Echo whatever into MD5 sum like I did on my box, and it would give you that. So what we're trying to do is we need this format, which looks to be seconds. So we could do date, and it gives us this. We just need this part. We just do date, pipe through to awk. F, print, like this. I'm real bad with awk, also. I could use cut here, but awk is something that I need to force myself to get better at. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Does that work? Oh, of course that's not gonna work. Does this work? We need to specify the field, just space. Okay, so that works. We're able to get, so we do that. Get rid of any new line character with tr, delete new line, and we see it gets rid of the new line character. Pipe that through to MD5 sum. And we get a hash. So let's test user bin backup. So we'll go to temp. And we're gonna run this, which is gonna make that MD5 sum, and we're gonna touch a file. Named that. And when that is successful, we're going to run the backup. And we did not get the error. So what is the backup? It's gone. It's gone again. So what if we touched it and ran it and cat this? No such file. Try again. No such file. Try again. So it removes it. So either that's not completing within that time, or it's putting the file somewhere else. So let's see what happens if we echo and see if the hashes change. And it does not. Each time the hash is the same. So maybe it's not putting it in the same directory. So maybe we can look at the backup. Kind of see what it's doing. It looks like gets the user ID. This is a response. Prints this. Prints the time. Gets the string length. Allocates 33 bytes of memory. MD5 sums it. Prints some stuff. Prints the current time. Sets the user ID to 1002, which I'm assuming is pane. Accesses the MD5 sum file name. Says it doesn't exist. Removes it. So what if it did exist and we traced it? What happens then? So it removes it, and then it tries to cat it. So we need to access this before it's removed. So we can go into our notes and pipe through grep and look for that password, which was nobody likes backslash. And we can SSH in as chiv again. With this password. Okay, and so we're gonna go into temp. Gonna run a for loop that says, or a while loop, while true, do cat this, done. Oh, we're gonna do this, except we're going to redirect standard error to dev null. Done. Now let's run this again. Interesting. So I am just going to see if these file names match. And they do. So, oh, I see what's happening. It's trying to cat this, so we need to cut on this, or we can probably do to awk again, which is probably better. So we'll do awk minus f and set space as the field, and we're going to print the first one. Like this. So see, now that it's gone. So we can come back here and cat that. Done. And then we can run our backup. Interesting. Ah. Does this matter here? Because it's not giving us the error. Okay, I'm gonna pause the video for a sec and play around with this, and then explain what changed. Okay, I think I figured it out. It looks like it's catting the contents, so we don't even need this loop here. So whatever I put in this file, it's gonna print it. So before we were just touching the file, so we didn't see this, but if there's something in the file, it prints it. So we can see that it accesses the file after it changes user. So it changes user, reads the file, closes it, then changes the user back, and then it deletes the file. So I'm going to put this in my notes. And that is an strace snippet from this command. And so since it's printing the content file of the file after it changes the user, we had that interesting file that we were looking at before, which is, it's in our notes, this one. So if we went back here, and if we made a symlink to this file, which I always forget, touch A, link BA, link file link. There we go. So this is the... Oh, well that makes them the same file, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. Okay, so if I touched A, and then linked A to B, B points to A. That's right. Okay, so if we wanted to make a symlink, we could link that backup file to this MD5 and then run the backup. And so it'll make a link where we can't read it, but this program should change users before it reads it. Oh, hard link. Oh, okay, yeah, so that should be a soft link. File cannot be opened. Why can the file not be opened? Huh. Okay, so I think I figured it out. This command that we were running does work, but you have to be in the home directory, or at least you can't be in temp where we were, because you keep running into file cannot be opened. So here does not work, but in the home directory it works fine. So this is the file that we wanted to get, and we got it. Okay, let's put this in the notes. Okay. There we go. Okay, so from here, it looks like we have some database credentials. I'm going to do the lazy thing and see if this works directly for Pain. And it does. Okay, so that's Pain. And we can read user.txt. . Okay, so now On the way to root, we can get rid of this. And we can get rid of this. It looks like we can run sbin cryptsetup lux open, mount, and umount all as root. So let's see if we have anything worth opening lux-wise. df-h to show disks. I don't see any MD127. But I think oh, we have a nope. And recovery. Encrypted backup image. So in here, we have an encrypted backup image that is owned by root and backup operator, which we are a part of. Only root can read write it. So if I tried to run sbin cryptsetup lux open, I don't think this will work. Yeah, okay, so let's hit up Google real quick. Mount image as lux. Mount encrypted partition image of an image file. This is kind of what we're after, I think. Which, oh, so we just need to specify where we want it. So I could just do this. So we would need to lux open dev mapper backup, because we're gonna want to run this as root as well. Encrypted backup.img. Dev mapper backup does not exist or access is denied. Maybe I need to mount this first. No, that's not right. Hmm. I don't think that worked how I wanted it to work. Can I run cryptsetup? Yes, I can. Okay, so I think that's backwards then. So this should be no, what was it? Bar backup? Recovery? So this should be, the syntax is going to be sudo cryptsetup lux open encrypted image, or encrypted backup.image dev mapper backup, that way. And the passphrase, which I think we cracked earlier when we were still chiv. We had a key that we got. This key from the encryption. And this is the key to the encrypted image from var backups recovery. So this should work. Dev mapper backup invalid. It contains slash. Huh. Interesting. Maybe we just call it backup and it puts it in dev mapper. Haha! So it's there, dev mapper backup. So then let's mount it into mount. And then let's check out what's in there. And we have an ID RSA key. So let's grab it. And let's change it to 600. And let's SSH with that key. And see if it works for root. And it looks like it works. So, who am I? Host name, /, and we can read root.txt. So let's go ahead and go back to our other user, because we can sudo umount and then there's nothing in mount anymore. So I don't know if this works on here. It does. Okay, so I learned this cool flag the other day, which is -C for color and IP. But anyway, that's the box. Thanks, guys. I'll catch you guys next week.